what does this period mean for you guys when it comes to like trying to find your voice or your next like an evolution as a band? Like, what does that process look like for you?
Like for us, it's also very exciting, but it puts a lot of pressure on us.
Yeah.
Because like with the next song that's coming out, I hope I can say that already, like in June someday.
Yeah, sometime around there.
Somewhere around there. I don't want to promise anything. But yeah, I think we're like at a point like where we could whether stay where we are, like being the local heroes forever, or like making the next step. And of course, there's a lot of pressure because we didn't release anything in 2 years, that the song is received well. And it's a song that kind of breaks a little bit with the album. So it's like a bit softer, more indie. But I think it's a really amazing song. And I hope, like, we also filmed a video, which I really like. Yeah. I just hope that our fans see it like the same way that we do.
For sure.
But it's like making me pretty nervous also. Also, like that our most listened song, like it kind of set a boundary, not a boundary. It sends like high expectations to us.
Yeah,
that the
a precedent,
song,
like a high expectation. Yeah.
So that the song can really, also, I don't know what's in English, like have the same success kind of.
Yeah, definitely.
Or like hopefully even a bit more so we can grow more.
For
so
sure.
it's a little bit of a pressure, but also very exciting.
No, definitely. Because I mean, I think that might be part of like the new age and just like with social media that it feels like you don't have any time.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
I mean, I don't know, like one of my favorite bands, which is now one of the biggest bands in the world, Imagine Dragons, but I was like huge on, I like first album, Die Hard, you know, but what I didn't know, like after the first album came out was like, they had tons of EPs beforehand, which I ended up really liking, but I didn't even know they existed. And like, I think their first EP came out in like, 2008, they put out music in 2009, 2010, 2011. And then they finally put out an album in 2012, which would end up being Night Vision, like one of the biggest debut albums at the time. But like, I think, there's like a 4 or 5 year period and they were playing like local stuff in like 2007. So it's like, they had like 5 years of just kind of building before they had a debut album. And I mean, what does that pressure like feel like for you? At least, does it affect you in any way?
Yeah, like definitely we're thinking a lot about which songs to record, which songs to release, also which risk are we taking with releasing the songs that we release, because we're also thinking, okay, like we are like, I think as a musician, also as a YouTuber, you are like always like, you're never standing still, you're progressing and you want to change a bit. And that can be tricky, like because with your audience that you already have. But I think it's more important or more authentic to do what feels right. And I think this is perceived better as well. And I mean, like, we don't do like something completely different, like not yet. But like we're
no
like,
rap album coming anytime soon.
Like there's like a small rap element actually. Like, in the next song. I don't want to call it rap because it's probably, but like something I never did before. And we're still really figuring ourselves out. Like I really, like we all have a very diverse taste in music. And we want to try things out. I also like maybe record a song in German sometimes.
That's an interesting element for you guys.
Yeah,
like just you're a German band in all English.
Yeah, and it's like it's probably a bit more easy in Germany to also do German music. Like we don't want to do all German music. I love English,
right? But the metal scene in Germany is huge.
That's true.
So, I mean, there is that element where it's like, are you missing out on opportunity not releasing in German, which is interesting. Yeah.
But like on the other hand, we also like, or me personally, like not some of my bandmates, but I don't want to like, I want to step away a bit from the label like metal because we like don't really do it like too much. And like the next song is softer and then it's like difficult to label it really. And like we don't fit in the metal community, but we don't fit in the pop community as well. Which is like a good thing and a bad thing.
For sure.
Because like the audience is broader, which is great, but you're like always like the one that doesn't really fit in festivals or something.
And I think that, I mean, again, kind of like uniting that YouTube thing and like social media and algorithms. The algorithms like repetition because it can figure out what the audience wants. Yeah. And so like for the same thing on YouTube, it was like, if you put out the same types of videos, well, YouTube knows exactly who wants to watch those videos. So that's great. They love that. But it's not as freeing for the creator. And I think especially in music, when you're really trying to channel that authentic voice, it can be really hard because you want to. Some days you don't feel like metal.
That's true.
And that could be tough, I bet.
Yeah, like we were also told that it would be easier if we would make music like other bands do that are very popular, but we really do not want this. Like we want to stay authentic. Like we want to have our own sound, our own songwriting, and it might be harder, but I think if you do success, then it's like, then you really did success because you have like one of your own things and not have like one hit that's like sounds like a bunch of other songs. Like, I mean, we didn't like our songwriting isn't completely unique, like completely like you've never heard before. Like that's not true, of course. But we are really keeping in mind that we do not want to sound like a lot of other popular bands. We don't listen to bands and then say, okay, like we want to sound like this or that. We just like put in together whatever we have, whatever we feel like. And like don't think about this too much. But we were recommended to do that actually, but we really don't want to.